Have you ever really thought about how you walk? I mean, it seems so basic, right? Just one foot in front of the other. But what if I told you that every single step you take is broadcasting a message about what's going on inside your head? It turns out the psychology behind our stride is, well, it's way more fascinating than you'd think. So, let's get into it.
All right, so I want you to picture this. You're walking down the street. Are you on a mission, moving with a clear destination in mind, or are you kind of just drifting, floating along? Because believe it or not, psychology says that answer reveals a ton about your mental direction. And really, this is the core idea we're going to unpack today. The claim is that your pace, your focus, even the rhythm of your steps, it's not just about getting from point A to point B. Nope, it's a physical signpost, showing whether you're actively chasing a goal or just letting the world pull you in a million different directions. Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we can basically break it down into two fundamental styles of walking. And as you'll see, we're not just talking about two different speeds here. We're talking about two completely different paths through life.
And check this out, this really lays it all out. On one side, you've got what we'll call the strategic pace. See that? The rhythm is steady, it's fixed. The focus is internal, it's on a goal. And the intent is proactive. But then look at the other side, the distracted pace. Here, the rhythm is all over the place, it's erratic. The focus gets pulled by every little thing happening outside, and the intent? Totally reactive. So, just take a second. Which one sounds a little more like you?
All right, so we've seen the what, these two totally different ways of walking. But now we get to the really interesting part, the why. What is going on in our brains that actually creates these styles? Let's dig into the mind behind the movement.
It really all boils down to this one key concept, self-efficacy. Now, this isn't just wishful thinking or being optimistic. It's a deep core conviction. It's that feeling, that knowledge that your actions right now are actually moving you closer to a dream. That's why someone with high self-efficacy walks with such purpose. In their mind, every single step isn't random. It's taking them exactly where they need to be.
And that belief leads to something really powerful called an implementation intention. It's kind of like a mental trick, a pre-planned decision. You decide ahead of time what you're going to do, so when the moment arrives, there's no debate, no second guessing, no procrastination. You just do it. It's like setting up a simple rule in your head. When this happens, then I do that. It just removes all the friction and makes the action automatic.
And this is the result of those intentions. The strategic pace runs on what psychologists call automaticity. And here's the crucial part. It's not fueled by some fleeting burst of motivation or a hunt for a quick dopamine hit. No, it's powered by a deep, ingrained habit, by discipline. The action itself just becomes your default setting. It's what you do.
Now, on the flip side, the distracted pace is often tied to what's called weak executive function. You can think of your executive function as the CEO of your brain. It's supposed to be in charge of focus and planning. When it's weak, it's like the CEO is having a really hard time filtering out all the noise and distractions of modern life. Without a clear signal to follow, the brain just can't stay focused on one thing. And what you get is a mind and a body that's constantly jumping from one shiny object to the next, just reacting instead of active.
Okay, so we've looked at what's going on inside our heads. But our walk isn't just a private signal to ourselves, is it? It's a public one too. So how does our stride affect the way we move through the social world? Well, that brings us to the power of privacy.
First thing we got to talk about is something called the spotlight effect. We've all felt this, right? It's that feeling that everyone is watching us, that all eyes are on our every move, judging everything, like we're constantly on stage. But here's the thing. People with that strategic pace, they've learned to just shut that feeling down. They get that worrying about what every single person they pass thinks of them is a colossal waste of mental energy. And that leads us to this idea of the quietly powerful walker. This person isn't trying to be the center of attention. They're moving with something called selective privacy. Their focus isn't on getting likes or being popular. It's on their own internal truth, their own mission. And why is that? Because they know their cognitive bandwidth, their brain power, their focus is limited. It's a precious resource, and it's way too valuable to spend on what strangers might be thinking.
So, after looking at all this, from the way we move our feet to the deep psychology behind it all, the question kind of has to turn back to us, doesn't it? It forces you to pause and reflect for a second. What is your direction? If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. The next time you head out the door, just for a second, pay attention to how you're walking. Because your stride is so much more than just movement. It's a living, breathing signal of your focus, your intention, and your inner state. It's a message you're sending,
not just to the world, but to yourself.
And I really want to leave you with this final, powerful question. Look, the world is full of distractions, right? It's so easy to get lost in other people's games, their dramas, their priorities. But the only game that really matters is your own. So the question isn't just, how are you walking? It's, where are you going? Are you playing your game?